to discover their self-worth and get empowered with their true potential. And I'm the wife of a happy-go-lucky husband. Oh my God, he is happy-go-lucky and I get all that. And apart from it, I have 2 kids. They are grown-up adults, 24 years and 20 years girl. So for me, the journey has not been easy. To start with, whatever inputs we have taken from here, self-worth, how you discover yourself, partly that's what we are going to go ahead. So yet I am work in progress. I am always learning and implementing. This was when I was in school, Kendriya Vidyalaya. I had big dreams. This is my +2. I had big dreams, but somehow in the process, the dreams got lost. And somewhere in middle, I was just in my 40s. I discovered that I am just being a doormat, just accepting everybody else, and then just trying to please everybody. So what is happening with me? Then at the age of 47, I discovered my self-worth. I'm going to take you through that process. I discovered my self-worth, and that's when I started to go ahead with helping others also discover their self-worth, because I don't want them to lose out on time. The way I discovered my self-worth, because prior to that, was I not living? I was living. But then I was very duty-minded. I was just, stretching myself, trying to please, trying to accommodate everybody else. In the process, I lost myself. And when I discovered, I thought that is the great magic which happens to anybody. At 47 years, when I discovered that, that's when I stretched myself. I got myself more equipped, upskilled myself, got upgraded and updated according to the present trend. I had a sabbatical when my kids were there in their intermediate. They're searching their own professional paths, and that sabbatical gave me a time for me to discover myself. And when I discovered, that's when I came up, reinvented myself, and that's how academician turned entrepreneur. So right now what I am doing is I am helping people, and when I'm helping people, that time for them to discover the self-worth gets narrowed down. That is a personal achievement which I feel, and I'm so happy about it. And in that process, after discovering, I have come up with a personal signature module called self-worth as your first impression. Now that is a combination of, it is an integration of my life experiences and the external certification courses which I did. So both of them together, that is how I am stretching myself to people, and I have reinvented myself as a trainer. This is with ICBI, and there have been many my personal programs which I have been taking, and also after COVID we have become online. Now let us go to the causes of concern. Most of the time, if we have ever felt that we are not getting the respect we deserve, did you ever feel you're not getting the respect you deserve? Or were you ever underrated for your talents and capabilities? Or are you having any difficulty of expressing yourself? This, most of the times we have this. Most of the times, in the sense, until you know who you are, what is the potential you have, there will not be any person. Sorry? Shraddha, are you talking to me? Okay. Yeah. Are you asking me something? Okay, right.
No, ma'am. No,
okay, right. Yeah.
Mute all of you. Please mute.
Yeah, thank you so much. So there would not be any person who has not felt esteem issues, in the sense some low self-esteem issues somewhere in the life at some phase or the other, definitely. But how you have handled that is what you become. Are you just taking it, accepting it? Oh my God, this is what my life is. Am I going to stay like this? Who is going to accept me? Are you going to take it like that, muted yourself and just lying like a doormat? Or are you going to handle it in the perfect way of you projecting your own potential and allowing other people to know who you are? Each person is very unique. That's what we are going to discover. When I discovered that how unique I was, why was I curtailed within the 4 walls of the house when I have some potential which I can share to the external world, where I can help some people? That's when I came out of that closet. And that's what many people here, of course, here we have many people who are leaders in their domains. I respect that. And there are some people who have been handling their issues very appropriately and challenging and facing them getting the solutions of it. Let us go through this session for the people who are not able to come out of it, or they can also help others by the some insights and some inputs which we get here, or there are some people who perhaps may not be able to voice out depending on the kind of situation they have. So with that, let me just go ahead to the next part of it, which is an activity, which is let us check our self-image. Are you all good to go with this? Check your self-image. Are you all ready? There will be a couple of questions, around 10 questions. I just want you to note it down. If you have a pen and paper, please note it down. I'm not asking you to write the question. I only want you to write the answer, and then I will tell you what it is. Let us just check our self-image before we go ahead into what is self-worth. Okay? So if you can, if you are ready, then just let me give, please share, virtual thumbs up or your thumbs up, yes, so that I will have an idea. Yeah, right. Thank you so much. If you can see the screen, yes, thank you. You can see the screen. Discover your self-worth, self-image. So I just want you to write down true or false. Now here, nobody is going to judge you. So you be authentic to yourself. You have that integrity of what you are going to answer. Nobody is going to judge you, and perhaps I will not even be asking you what the result is. So I just want you to answer very truthfully to yourself. Please check the positivity. True or false statements. Now, the first one, I read it out. You can also see here, it's hard for me to forgive and forget. You can answer true or false, T or F. Second, my glass is always half empty, not half full. I am always apologizing for things. You can just put the number, question number, and then the answer, true or false. Then coming to the fourth one, a partial failure is bad as a complete failure. Fifth, I constantly criticize for myself. Sixth, I am always telling myself I should be doing this or that. Seventh, I am not sure I have done a good job unless someone else points it out or acknowledges it. Then coming to eighth one, if I can't do something well, there is no point in doing it at all. This is what you have been telling yourself, then you say true. Then ninth, I am critical of my mistakes and relive them over and over again. It has become a pattern in your life. 10th, I always let the people who take care about me down. That means you are not getting them accountable. Then 11, I have to work harder than others for relationships, and I'm afraid that the relationships I have may fail. This is the insecurity position which you are holding. Then what other people dictate and how, that's how I feel about myself, going on by others' perceptions mostly. Then coming to, I feel like I have the weight of the world on my shoulders. Then 14th, if I don't do as well as others, it means that I am not as good as them. 15, I bend backwards to please others. So if you have noted down a true or false, all of you, are you done? True or false for the 15 questions? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, is it possible for all of you, I would request to come on the camera, if not all, depending on the situations you are there in. It would be good for me to interact with your tiles on. It would be a live interaction. Wonderful. If we can have you, Ishita, Rani, Neha, Dr. Reshma, Shraddha, Rima. I'm just taking your name so that, I get, yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Reshma, Neha. So, yes, Asha, Soumya, Preeti, thank you. Yeah, thank you for all of you who have honored that. Yes. So, all of you have done all the 15 questions, right? So now I will give you the results. When I share the result with you, it is only for you. It is only for you to acknowledge what your self-image is, how positive you are. You perhaps might get a shock in case, because most of the times we are unaware of it. And mind you, this test is not which I have written. This is a psychometric test which I have taken from an appropriate, authentic source. Okay, so now let me share the result as well. Here, give yourself 1 point for each question you answered with a true. Only true. Give yourself 1 point. Give yourself 1 point only for true. So you must be seeing how many truths you have written. Don't get scared how many truths you have written, and I will share the result with you. You can keep it for yourself. If you would like to share, that's fine. It's accepted. Else, I don't pressurize you to share. Now, going with the results, if you are between 0 and 4, you have a generally positive way of thinking and should feel good about yourself. Keep it up. If you are between 5 and 8, you may be struggling with some negative emotions. Take time to review your good qualities. Then if it is 9 or more, you can be very critical of yourself, always self-blaming. Challenge yourself to change your way of thinking. I hope this is making sense to you all, my dear friends. Between 0 and 4, it's a positive attitude. 5 and 8, you need to review your qualities which you are not looking at. And if it is 9 or more, change your way of thinking. This is about the result of your self-image. Now, have you assessed where you are? Is anybody interested in sharing? If it is something interesting for you, that it has come up as a kind of confirmation, or it has come up as a shock, if anybody is interested, probably you can go ahead. We can take one sharing.
Neha, yeah. You'd like to share?
Yes.
Neha, would you like to share?
Yeah.
Neha,
so I got 8. Yeah. So I got 8, and I think somehow this is correct. There are a lot of the things that you told me that I need to work on that. I feel that those are the negative, and I am aware of.
Yeah. So very yeah, that's true. You are aware of it, so you can review your other qualities which perhaps you are not looking at all. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Neha, for sharing that. Absolutely, I respect you for that. Yes, this is a world where we are treated, and then we sometimes are in a state of confusion, but once you become aware, that's what it helps you. Okay, so now let's proceed further. Concept of self, from where does it come? Self-worth, self-esteem, self-confidence. What are all these? Well, what does it all start with, and where does it start from? This we are going to go ahead with the basics, and then we will go ahead how it's going to help and how we can empower ourselves. Now, coming to the self-image, image cycle part. Now, let us look here. How we see ourselves is called a self-image. Now, I may ask you, how we see ourselves is dependent on whom? Is it dependent on us or the opponent? How you see yourself, is it dependent on the opponent or on you?
On us.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. So similarly, let's go to the next part. How we dress and groom ourselves, is it dependent on us or on the opponent?
Us.
Yes, on us. Then coming to the third point, how we think, feel, and act or behave, is it dependent on us or the opponent? Us. So I just want to draw attention that 3 quadrants are based on us. How we see ourselves, how we dress and groom ourselves, how we think, all 3 quadrants are based on us and our perception. The only thing is how others see us and react or respond is based on the opponents. Now here it can come as a shock to you that 3 parts are based on us and only 1 part is based on the opponent. But how many times we must have told we are not receiving the respect we deserve? Or perhaps the other person is not acknowledging my talents. Or perhaps the other person is not getting to know who I am. If this has become a situation or a pattern in your life, then the one person whom you have to focus is yourself. Because it is 3 parts on you. You can take any part and you can work on that to make others perceive how you want to be perceived. So the magic is in your hands. It is not on the opponent at all. If there is a kind of confusion, then definitely there is something which you have to work on yourselves, right? So then next, let us go to the actual practical part, how you are getting perceived. Can you see this box? Perfect box, right? So you can see how appealing it is. Now I ask you, consider this box to be a person whom you're meeting at some social get-together, some party or some event. Perfectly coordinated, color coordinated, good structure, well, so they have all the ethics, they have all the essence, how to groom themselves, everything they are. So you get attracted to the person based on the external appearance. And as you get attracted, go and start making a conversation, a small talk with them. As the other person is opening up, you discover that the person is hollow inside, hollow within. Has it happened to you anytime? That on the external appearance, you expected them to be something, but within they are just hollow. Isn't it, dear? Now, here what has happened, the internal, the inner image or the what is there inside has not been in accordance, in congruence with the external appearance. This is the first impression and this is the inner core. That means both of them, the inner core and the first impression, are not in congruence. Now, let me take this example. Now, can you see this box? This box is a very, very common box which all of us get. It is a very common box where we see this is a very, now consider this to be some common person whom you are interacting with. Now, as you see this box, it is so complicated that you don't even know from where it is opening. It is all closed from all sides. It takes time. There are some people here in our circles, or we must have been seeing some person who doesn't open up immediately. So you just are having, let me give you an example. Supposing you are having a task with this kind of person, a very common, ordinary person, that you get some result with them. So you try to go and interact with them. As you are interacting, initially it is difficult, but then some common topic you start and then the person starts to respond. At that time you see, oh, the person is started to respond. That is the first meeting, but then nothing else, you got it. Then let us say the second meeting. Even in the second meeting, you did not know much about the person. Then come to the third meeting and then come to the fourth meeting. Oh my God, can you see this? This is gold. Can you see this? This is gold. That means this shabby looking person, inner core is gold. This is the worth. This is the self-worth which I am talking about. Can you see this? Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes. This is the inner core. Now, you have not expected this shabby looking person to be of this value. Right? This is the inner core. This person, what is the use if this person is not able to showcase that inner strengths? And what is the use if you are just dressing up like a mannequin when you are not confident within? So for us, it is upon us, it is our responsibility that we discover our self-worth, which is gold, which is unique. It is based on you and your uniqueness, that you package it in such a way that you are actually in congruence. You are externally giving this first impression, and as people are coming to you, you are actually sharing your inner core, which is your worth. Can you see the significance? Yes, friends? Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So for us, it is upon us, it is our responsibility to discover our self-worth. Now, how to discover our self-worth, how to overcome the limiting beliefs, let us go ahead with that part, so that it makes all together, when you join the dots, you get something out of it. Okay. Now, self-worth as your first impression. This is what I was talking about. So today it will be concept of self-worth and first impressions. An impression which lasts forever. It is an inside-out game. My friends, it is an inside-out game almost. It is not just external appearance. It is an inside-out game. The whole world plays this game. What do I want someone to remember about me? How can I create the first impression? What do I want to be perceived as? Now coming to this self-worth. Let us go into detail of what this self-worth is. When we talk about self-worth, these are the most prominent personalities who come to our memory. Mostly, I have picked up these. Swami Vivekananda, we know for his worthiness, and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is our time person. We have seen him, right? And let me share a small insight here. In fact, my father is a retired DLRL employee. So in 1970s, when Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was here in Hyderabad, you can see in Wings of Fire also, you can get to know he was the director of DRDL here in Hyderabad. So at that time, because of my father's work there, and we were in the same community, sharing the same campus, and he was our neighbor. And that time, Dr. Abdul Kalam was not the president, and he was very shabby looking like this. But his worthiness, his self-worth, he was so strong with his inner core that's how it has taken him to become the scientific advisor and then the president. And we know how down to earth he is. So that is the worthiness. If you are having your worth, then you can showcase it. It definitely comes to light anytime. That is for granted. It is only for you to discover your worthiness and how strong you project it to the world. And here I would like to quote Sudha Chandran, because this is a very wonderful example of, I don't know, how many of you know Sudha Chandran? You can, yeah, thank you. Archana, Shilpa, I can see, yes. So yes. Sudha Chandran, yes, thank you so much, Chitra. Yeah, she is, in fact, as of now, you might be knowing her as a TV personality. She has acted in few movies probably. But the fact is, I think before 80s, early 80s, she met with an accident and she lost her leg. From her knee, one of her legs, she lost it from her knee. Previous to that also, she was a dancer. And she used to give a lot of stage performances. And when she lost her leg, at that time, there was this Jaipur foot, where they would only give that prosthetic leg to walk, at the most only to walk. You couldn't do anything else. And Jaipur foot was so famous that they would create that foot, and it has become world famous also. Now, Sudha Chandran was not satisfied with that concept of Jaipur foot, of only making you able to walk. She challenged the doctors. She said, no, doctor, it's not about walking. I don't want to walk. I want to dance. And then the Jaipur doctors team has taken it up as a challenge, and they created for the first time the ankle, the knee part and everything, how ball and socket joints, all of this, how she could dance. And from then on, the Jaipur doctors team have started creating these kind of miracles for athletes, doctors and whatnot. So she is also a person who has created a kind of history with her worthiness. Right? So when you come to this, now what is your self-worth? What does that mean? Your values, your ethics, your principles, the gratitude which you have. What are those qualities which are deserving attention and worthy of trust? Now, this is what you are supposed to. Now, here, if anybody is asking a question like, what is self-worth? How can I improve? What are the kind of self-limiting beliefs which I have to work on? Then I may ask you, I will share the slide again. It is upon you. You can write down two qualities of each of these. What is that value? What is that ethics? What is that gratitude which you are expressing? Two you can mention in your own books, whichever you feel like. That will give you know your worth. Know your worth. These are the qualities these are few of those qualities which will introduce your self-worth to yourself. What are the values you stand for? What are those ethics which you practice? What are the principles you are known for? What is that gratitude which you are expressing? And what are those qualities within you which deserve attention? And are you showcasing those qualities? And are you worthy of trust? Once this happens, then you can also know 5 ways to improve your self-worth. Very much, friends, it is about being nice to yourself. First, accept yourself. Nobody is perfect. In this world, nobody is perfect. So most of the times we have been tuned since our childhood about labeling. You don't have this, you have this extra, or you are like this, you are not able to understand, or you are not good at this. All of this we have been labeled, and that's what has made us feel that probably I am not perfect. And that's what most of us seek: perfection, seek validation. We give in to others' opinions, and we feel, oh, this is what I am. Let me tell you, if this is something which you have been, break those shackles today. That is not you. you discover for yourself. And when I am saying bulletproof yourself, that means irrespective of the kind of labeling you get, do not get shattered, and just see that how it goes back without affecting you. So nobody is perfect. Bulletproof yourself. Focus on your appearance, because your appearance will give you confidence, and that will reflect as your self-worth. We'll go a little more detail into this detail a little later. Treat others the way you want to be treated. This is what the magic is. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Most of the times we would have seen outside people exhibit their character in the way they behave. In the way they behave with their peers, with their subordinates, with their staff, that itself gives a way of their behavior. That is the reason when in the beginning, when I showed externally, people might be appearing very, they must be appearing that they are in control, but they themselves are battling self-esteem issues. Chitra, you have raised your hand. Is there anything?
Yes, I wanted to check what is deserving attention and worthy of trust. I mean, would you explain more? What do we have to write in that?
Yeah, your own qualities which you feel you deserve attention. Now, for example, if I say today, I would say that I am very good at communication. If I feel within myself, if I feel I am good at communication, that deserves attention. That means I should be opening up whenever there is a chance. I have to raise my hand and speak up, rather than holding myself. I hope I am clear, Chitra, for that. Deserving attention.
So
and
worthy of attention means the qualities in you which are good.
Yes, qualities in you which are good. You believe in that, and which you want the world to know. Seek attention for that.
Trust?
Yes, worthy of trust is also, yes, worthy of trust is also like how you maintain your integrity, how people are able to trust you.
Thank you.
Create those bonds. Thank you so much, Chitra. I think for the rest of us also, it's got cleared, that part. Thank you so much. Yes. So if you are actually taking care of these, you are getting your self-worth. You have to only work more on that, how to increase, how to multiply that. Then let's come to self-esteem. Here, self-esteem, you see that it is not a tangible parameter, yet how impactful it is. Self-esteem, how impactful it is. We would be seeing self-esteem. As I was using the word self-esteem, people face these esteem issues. What is meant by this self-esteem? You don't have a measure. You don't have it kgs. You don't have in meters. You don't have a measurement for that. Yet that is a personality trait. That is your inner core, which makes an impact on others, and which matters a lot to you as well as your surrounding. Let us go ahead about what is this self-esteem which we are talking about. What is self-esteem? Look at this. This is a very common example which we must have got in WhatsApp and everywhere, Google. In the beginning, when it was shown, perhaps we would have laughed at it. But this is how you need to understand how strong you are within, inside you, what you are looking at yourself. This is not faking. Now look at that. How you respect yourself, your talents and strengths, the belief in yourself. You appreciate and admire your choices and decisions. That is what your self-esteem is. Most of the times we do not respect ourselves. Most of the times we give preference to the other person. We don't respect ourselves, our talents and our strengths. This happens with, let me share one small insight, my personal insight. It's my observation that if you have people around you who love you, that is where you suppress yourself. It so happens that people around you who love you are taking the decisions for you, and you get obliged and you accept it. Your true self is not coming out. So you discover yourself, you respect yourself. What is your talent? You go dig deep within to know who you are, and then you bring it to light. And if you are believing that, showcase it. Now this might look like a cat, but then it has that power too. You must have seen a ferocious cat, right? Show your power, appreciate and admire, make your choices and decisions. It is your choice, your decision. Let me tell you, when you're choosing something, you're executing your freedom. Your choice, it makes your destiny. Your choice actually makes those decisions and then leads to your destiny. Most of the time, many people say it is my fate, it is my destiny, I am doing this, I don't know why am I doing this, I have a question, so this person told, that is why I'm doing. In fact, I was also like that. I was having these self-esteem issues prior to I discovered at the age of 47. I was actually just obliging everybody, stretching myself to other people's interests, because I had a family who loved me and I didn't bother to look at myself. When somebody showed love, I wanted to reciprocate it, forgetting myself. I never voiced out. Probably I must have voiced it out, but then it was not acknowledged, or it was not heard. So I didn't bother to bring friction into the family by saying, no, I want this, or no, this is my opinion. I was not able to say a no, N-O, no. So this should not happen for you. Make your choices, execute your freedom, and then you see how your destiny is going to change. From the age of 47, when I have started doing this, all these exercises is what I have done to discover my self-worth. And that's what I'm sharing with you as of now. And when this is done, the ways to improve your self-esteem: believe in yourself first and foremost, take charge of your life, take challenges, learn to say no, do not compare, and build positive relationships. Let me tell you, when you are actually being that person, very upfront, very frank, giving respect to others, at the same time giving respect to yourself, taking charge of yourself, people will love you. People would want to be with you. That is how you will build positive relationships. Am I clear here for the second part? Self-esteem and self-esteem and self-worth. Yes. Now let us come to self-confidence, and then let us proceed further. How this adds self-confidence. Now, sorry. What is self-confidence? It is not I can't do it, I can do it. Your ability to perform, your capabilities and skills, this you need to discover. You need to chart it out. Your conviction and feeling secure, trust, faith you build, a go-getter attitude. This is your self-confidence, my dear friends. Ability to perform. Now, if I say self-confidence, it is the confidence which you believe you have. If somebody says, for example, if I say I am good at driving, and so directly I take the car keys and then I go. If somebody asks me, okay, drop me there, I take the car keys and go. If I am not confident of driving, if somebody is asking me, probably I would not. But that doesn't mean overall I am not confident about myself. Perhaps in that skill, ability to perform, in that skill, I am not confident. So this has to be taken into consideration. If I am self-confident, that doesn't mean if somebody is asking me to jump from the 5th floor, I directly jump because I am confident. No, it's not like that. It is about you judging your own ability, capabilities, your strengths, what is good for you, and what is the skill which you have, which you can execute with utmost performance, which is there. Okay, conviction and feeling secure, the trust and faith which you build, the go-getter attitude. Once this is done, 5 ways to improve your confidence is actually visualize yourself. Take actions. Daydreaming doesn't happen. Telling yourself doesn't happen. Take action. Have goals written down. Face obstacles and be unique. You are unique. You are that person whom God has given so many talents, which probably you are not able to exhibit outside just because you have not become self-aware of it. Become self-aware. If you would like to do this exercise, in one page, you just write down all the qualities which you have, all the abilities you have, all the capabilities you have, and then work towards it. When I was there at that juncture where, why am I doing this? Why am I not able to come out of my shell? That's when I felt there are so many capabilities which I have, which have not been expressed outside. And when I started reinventing myself from the age of 47, now I am 53 years, my friends. So it has taken some time for me to build myself. And now I am there in the world helping people discover their own self-worth because I have done with myself. That is the conviction which I have. What has helped me will definitely help others. Now, this might look very basic, but basics are most important and you can build on the basics. Now, here we have some exercise, personality and your inner strengths. Are you all good to go with the personality? test. Shall we go ahead? 6:52. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Right? Shall we go ahead? Yes. So I'll just share the personality test, and then it will be very simple for you. So just let me see, where is that? Yes, personality test. Again, this is again a psychometric test. It's not which I designed for you. So complete this test. You can again write down for one. Now complete this short test to find out who you are and how you are going to direct your efforts to change your relationships with other people. Now in a group, if you are A or B, I want all of you to write 1 to 10 and then A or B. Just write A or B. You need not write everything. Just write A or B. First one, in a group, are you like you often lead the conversation or you prefer listening to others? In the second one, which pastime do you prefer? Is it dancing or is it reading? Then the third, do you prefer to spend an evening in the company of only one person or a group of friends? Just mention A or B. Then fourth one, where would you choose to go on a vacation? Acapulco. What is this? This is a resort city where it is very crowded. So you like crowds. You want people all around. Or a desert. A desert in the sense you want to confine yourself to your private space. Something like that. Then if someone says something that hurts you, do you close up like a clam? Or you exhibit your pain and disappointment and anger immediately? Then sixth one, when you have to make a decision, you trust your intuition and decide quickly, or you procrastinate? A or B. Only mention that. The seventh one, your relation to money can be described as follows. You never know how much you have in your pocket, or you always check your bills. A or B, whatever you do. Then eighth one, do you get the impression that other people extend invitations out of politeness? Do you feel they are just doing it for politeness or to make their parties more interesting? So how you prefer? What is your perception? A or B? Then coming to the ninth one, whenever some happy occasion occurs in your life, you immediately tell everyone about it. That means you keep sharing it, or you say nothing because you think it doesn't concern or interest other people. So this is also a thought. Some person will be like this. Then in the 10th one, to be happy, you need a lot of people around you or your books and records. If you have done these 10 questions, A or B, then I shall share the results. So I hope all of you, 1 to 10, you have written either A or B, A or B. Only one, both cannot come. That itself will tell you. Are we good to go, friends, to know what the results are? 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Shilpa is asking 5 and 6. So shall me let me take you to that. 5 and 6. Yeah. Yeah, here you have 5. If someone says something that hurts you, close up like a clam. That means you are unresponsive. You are just keeping quiet. That is your way of behaving. Or you exhibit your pain, disappointment, or anger. Then coming to the 6th one, when you have to make a decision, you trust your intuition and decide quickly, or you procrastinate. Are we good to go to see the results, friends? All of you? I hope people who are not on the camera are also going through this. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you. So let's go through the results. These results will take you a little time. So just go through that and I'll keep it open. If it is a big, see, look at the question numbers here. And if it is A, award yourself 3. If you have written B, award yourself 1. Like this you can do. I'll keep the screen with you. So you can just mention the number and the points there and count your points towards the end. You yourself count the points. After that, I will share the results. Just be authentic to yourself. A or B? I hope it is clear.
Yes, clear.
Thank you.
We have condensed entire psychology in one session, looks like.
Thank you
so many
much.
Tests, so much information, so much sharing.
If it adds value to you, I think I will be the most satisfied person.
Definitely, definitely. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm sure everyone is.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So this itself will tell you who you are, and you yourself will be aware of your self-worth. If you have completed this, just let me know, unmute, so that I can share the results part. Completed. Okay. Shall I go ahead with the results? Okay. If you have scored between 10 and 15 points, it is up to you. You need not voice it out here. If you have scored between 10 and 15 points, you are an introvert. Introvert doesn't mean a negative. It is just, see, Abdul Kalam sir also was an introvert. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was an introvert. He was never an extrovert. It is only after he became a president, the world came to know about his noble qualities. So you are rarely comfortable in a group and you don't like meeting people at all. So social events seem superficial and a waste of time. You are probably very shy, preferring intellectual or physical activities which require no contact with other people. Obviously, you won't be able to influence people by running away from them. Can I know how many of you are between 10 to 15? If you are interested, you can express. Just for the fun. Nobody wants to? Okay. Let me go to the next part. Yeah. Yes. 16 to 20. You have a balanced personality. You are well on your way towards obtaining a magnetic personality. You take pleasure in the company of others, but this doesn't mean, this doesn't prevent you from appreciating your quiet, intimate moments. You are liked by introverts as well as extroverts. Your relationships with the people around you are bound to be relaxed and mutually enriching. This is about 16 to 20. Let me come to the third one. 21 to 30 points. You are an extrovert. You are overflowing with energy and you are probably very ambitious. You constantly need to have people around you. It's possible that other people find you a little tiring, overbearing, and even aggressive. This we must have seen for some people around us. You don't spend enough time with yourself, and it's likely that you need other people around all the time because you're insecure and lack self-confidence. Therefore, a method which shows you how to overcome your timidity and acquire a measured dose of assertiveness will be just as important for you as for someone who is introverted. So, extrovert is also probably, it must be overbearing for the other person who is in your company. Again here, if anybody is interested, you can share what category you have come and whether you have discovered yourself. Anybody?
I've got 18.
18. So you are a balanced personality, right, Neha? Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead with the remaining part of this.
Dr. Sreeveni, I just wanted to add here.
Sure.
There were some questions. I just looked. I was looking at them. If it was possibly 4-5 years back, 3-4 years back, in fact, I would have said differently.
Yes.
And,
yes.
Currently, it's like different because possibly of how
we evolve. Richa, thank you so much for sharing that. So what happens is, day by day we are evolving, right? So that's gone. That's your past. Probably you would have answered this in a different manner 4-5 years back. That itself tells you are in the progressive path. You are working on yourself. You are evolving. Isn't that a positive trait?
That's true. That's true. So I would have been an introvert earlier, I guess.
Yes.
And now I moved into the balance one.
Yes. So this is a check on us. Yes. So that itself tells that you have discovered your self-worth, Richa.
Yeah. Thank you so
much. Right? Absolutely. Pleasure is mine. Thank you so much for that. Absolutely. I too am enjoying this conversations. Yes. Now, mastering yourself is true power. This is what we are up to. So here, these are some affirmations which we tell ourselves to know your self-worth. In fact, to appreciate yourself. What is this? Can anybody unmute and tell? It's a very common thing. Can anybody unmute and tell me? Yes, I love myself. Friends, please, can you interact?
Yeah, I love myself.
I love myself. I am my priority. And what is this?
I
give importance to myself.
I give importance to myself. That is the reason I have blocked it. I love myself. I am my priority. I give importance to myself. This is what you are supposed to go ahead with this. If every day, these are the positive affirmations, if you are telling, actually your subconscious mind is registering that. In fact, if you know that 95% we operate according to our subconscious mind, and it is only 5% which we do with our conscious mind. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. So you need to program your subconscious mind. Every day you tell this to yourself, it helps. It helps to you recognizing yourself. I love myself. I am my priority. I give importance to myself. Yes, that doesn't mean you are going in an arrogant manner. You are acknowledging yourself. Okay. So now let us go to the ways how we can enhance our own inner strengths. Now, some facts about our uniqueness. If there is something here, it is an inner image. Inner image is what you believe, your core, as I was discussing earlier, your self-worth, your self-esteem, self-confidence, self-love, all this comes under inner image, your uniqueness. And your physical appearance is the body image which you're carrying. Now, your self-image is based on this. It is a combination of your inner image and the body image. I don't say it is an addition or a subtraction. It is a combination. So you might be seeing some people, as we have discussed earlier, some people might be having a very wonderful body image, but they have a poor inner image. So now those are the examples which will tell you what their self-image is, and it could be positive or negative. And what is this inner image, self-image? It is your internal voice. It is your own internal voice is your inner image. Now let me also share with you what is this inner image. What is that your own voice? See, when we are thinking something, what is think means you are operating with the mind and you are telling yourself. Thinking means you are telling yourself. Am I right? So when you are telling yourself, your subconscious is actually taking that as a reality. That is the reason nowadays you see so many life coaches, you see so many these kind of communities which keep saying that keep on telling positive affirmations. Positive affirmations is nothing but you are telling your subconscious and it starts to take it as a reality. For the subconscious, there is no past, there is no future. It is only the present. It acts only on the present. So for you to make your subconscious believe the reality, keep giving the positive feedback to your inner conscience. And now let me give you a body image and an inner image. Here, let us take an example of Adnan Sami. Adnan Sami, I think many of you know, he is a singer, Pakistani singer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So previously, he was 128 kgs, I suppose, or more than that. So he was very overweight. So if the body image, as I have shared here, I'll just share the screen again so that it gets registered for you. The body image, if I'm talking about the body image of Adnan Sami, he was overweight. He didn't have a good body image. His physical appearance was a cause of concern, but his inner image, he had that inner image that yes, he has that uniqueness with him. And what is that uniqueness? He had many. One of it is his voice, his melody, the tone with which, and the kind of music, the kind of songs which he has sung, the kind how he has become famous. Now this is the internal voice which he has been telling himself, and later on he worked on his body image and he came back to 78 kilos. 78 kgs. You can Google this. I think this is a fact. So Adnan Sami, I quote as an example of a poor body image but a good inner image. A poor body image but a good inner image. That is the self-talk, that is the internal voice which was, and it was positive for him. Now let me also give you another example of Zia Khan. You know Zia Khan, right? Bollywood actress who first was debut with Amitabh Bachchan. Zia Khan, have you seen in the news? Bollywood personality.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
What happened to her? She ended, yes, she ended her life. She ended her life. Now, if you come to Zia Khan with this self-image, now she was the best model with long legs, right? So her body image was perfect, but she did not have an inner image. Her core was suffering. That is why that internal voice was not supportive to her self-image and it was negative, and she ended up taking her life. Now, this is how your internal voice speaks, my friends. When I say your inner image and your body image, I hope now I am clear that it actually gives a combination of your self-image, what you speak to yourself, your internal voice, and then that leads to your self-esteem. Your self-esteem also can be positive and negative based on how you respect yourself. This is you, how you respect yourself, your self-esteem, and that's what leads to self-worth, which can be high or low, and that is your values, capabilities, and principles. This is just one slide which summarizes about who you are, what you are telling yourself, what is the respect you give yourself, what are the values, the capabilities, and the principles you believe in and you execute. This is how. Why are we doing all of this? Because we are all conditioned. We are all conditions. We are perceived. We have a self-image which is perceived because the roots lead to the fruits. How does it happen? The deep-rooted beliefs which we have, probably it could be limiting beliefs or probably it could be empowering beliefs. These deep-rooted beliefs are feelings which are connected to the emotions, you can see. And that is how they are coming up, surfacing as they display our outer behavior. And what happens here? This is what the body is, the emotions are shown by the body, and the mind, you get the feelings. Now, this is one slide which will summarize the whole of your conditioned or perceived self-image. I hope this is clear. The deep-rooted beliefs, the roots lead to fruits. So here, if somebody says that I have some limiting beliefs, here I would like to quote, like Chitra, I have seen one of the video in Sales Mentoring where you have said that at 50 years, you started to learn to drive and you are empowered now, right? Now, isn't it, Chitra?
Yeah. I learned after 50.
Yes, you learned after 50. That is what. So that deep-rooted belief till 50, why? Just probably something was stopping you, but then you overcame that, right? So like that, many of us must be having some limiting beliefs within us. They are deep rooted based on some kind of situations which we have seen or we must have experienced or whatnot. All of these deep rooted beliefs, if you want to empower yourself, just go and change that. How? Because the mind gets a feeling and it gives an emotion, and the emotion the body is expressing. You have to display it in the process, in the way how your body is giving that to the external. So this is about roots lead to fruits. And when we are doing this, we are actually evolving. And this is what just now, as we have seen Richa sharing, how she has evolved, isn't it? So now this, when I am sharing the screen with you, here this is the tree which has been chopped in between. And what do these rings denote? If anybody can share, what do these rings denote?
Number of years.
Number of years. Yes, we have studied in school, right? 6th or 7th class. So number of years. So even a sapling, even a seed, when it is started to growing year by year, it is spreading, it is evolving. Similarly, we also, as we were born, we were a bundle of energy. We were a joyous, a pleasure. The life was, we were fearless, in fact. So what happened to that now? Why are we having these limiting beliefs? So you need to actually address those and then grow and evolve. That is why I denoted this, so that, you know, it becomes a kind of anchor for you that we need to evolve like a tree and grow ourselves. If something has happened bad here, that doesn't mean here you remain the same. You grow and you evolve, exactly like how we have seen the example. Or you can also evolve. This is another example which I would like to anchor you. This is a banana tree. Banana tree, you see that whenever there is a banana tree, once its life is done, it doesn't, there are no seeds for a banana tree. There are new sapling comes here. There is a new sapling. Now, what are these? These are nothing but your beliefs. If something is not supporting you, come with another new belief, and then you empower yourself. How do you empower yourself? You need to love yourself. You need to keep loving yourself. My friends, you need to love yourself, acknowledge yourself, and this is how you step up the ladder. As you are climbing up the career ladder or as a businesswoman, also take care of your IQ, EQ, and PQ. So this was what the basics was, and I am taking you through a little more of information which can help you, or maybe it can add a little value to you. Now let us see what this is about. Mind your IQ, EQ, and PQ. What does this mean? Here, most of us know that IQ, it's only referring to the skills. It's only an entry point and it is a tangible quality. So current skills to the required skills. You are here, but you want to reach there. So current me to future me, you have to upskill yourself, like how I did. I keep on upskilling myself. I am learning every time. Now also I am learning. So there is been a learning every time. So instant reflecting qualification, basic requirement to get through the door only. But this doesn't help. You need to continuously work on yourself. So IQ alone doesn't help. If there is some person who says, I am very intelligent, boss, you need to work on yourself. You are not having something called EQ. Now, what is this EQ? Self-management for sustaining at any place, wherever you are. Now, this is a very intangible quality, but it reflects in the long run. It is about your communication skills, interpersonal relationships, and also the digital skills. And here, let me come. This is the most important, building your personal brand. This is where I keep saying now, at this stage, wherever, you need to have a personal brand, a story. Like how I narrated my story, you have your story. Dig deep, you will get your statement, personal brand statement, and also have your personal brand image, your identity or logo. This is what will give you the kind of visibility which you are looking at, the kind of respect which you feel you deserve. Start creating this. In fact, I tell you, personal branding is nothing something superior, or it's nothing like an alien thing. How you have a name to yourself, so is your brand. What are you projecting? How do people come to conclusions? That is your brand. So it's there every time. Like how you have your name integrated to your body, physical appearance, so also your brand, personal brand. If somebody says, I don't have a personal brand, that itself is the personal brand, that you are not working on your personal brand. So the three things: first, have a story from where you started, and then have a statement to yourself that will become your personal brand statement, and have an image. An image means your identity. You will be representing something that way. So like today, when I came here initially, before all of you joining, Chitra was asking me how different you are. So probably everybody has got accustomed to seeing me in the sari, my DP, which is there always with that yellow sari. So that is my DP. That is my personal style. Sari is my personal style. I love that garment, I know. But then when I am presenting, I know what is expected of me. And the topic which I am doing today doesn't mean that I do not come in a sari. So when I am talking about, there is something which I will be revealing towards the end, and that will tell you why I have come in this manner. It is to only to respect you, the time, the value you give, that yes, I am here in this manner. Look the part. Look the part, because the platform which Chitra has created is sales mentoring. So it is empowering women, the one and only the one and the first one. Right? So it is about sales, mentoring, empowering women. So when I am coming here, I need to know my worth, which I need to exhibit to yourself. That is one of the reasons. Right? So this EQ also has to be along with your IQ. Have your personal brand. Work on that if you have not worked on it. Now, what is PQ? PQ is also very, very important for you to function. Refers to understanding the politics of the organization. Also try to understand, knowing who influences which decision and on whose side you are. Understanding when to speak and when not to. Let me tell you, friends, this is very empowering, because there are times when you are not supposed to speak and we blurt out most of the times. That is your PQ. And also using your strengths and weaknesses appropriately. Let me share, sometimes your weakness also comes as a strength. If you go back in your life and check the dots, somewhere your weakness also must have played a strength. So using all these, that is when you start to exercise your brain. The mind is just like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets, and the more it can expand. So you need to exercise your muscle. So nothing is served on a platter, friends. We must earn it. We women need to earn it. It's not just because the soft corner of being a feminine personality. No, gone are those days. We ourselves are powerful. Like how Chitra has made this platform, Sales Mentoring, equal. We see her creating an equal world for women. Why we say equal world for women? We are not getting any free lunch. We need to earn for ourselves. How do you earn? First, you become aware of what you are and then project the world of who you are. Then the world definitely will acknowledge. Nothing is served. Don't expect anything to be given to you. You need to earn the right. And then let me share one very important story of Kalpana Saroj. She is from rags to riches story. You can Google and see about her. I am not taking much time in describing. This is when she was there from Maharashtra, born in the slum, right? First woman entrepreneur of India, acknowledged. And then you have seen, these are the few pictures from getting married at 12 and also abused by her husband to building 700 crores worth real estate business. It's an inspiring story. And this is in short, just a little short about Kalpana Saroj broke free the society's labels. She was a Dalit, a school dropout, a child bride, slum dweller, suicide survivor. 3 times she committed suicide in her life to be widely acclaimed as the first female corporate entrepreneur of independent India. It's a very interesting story. You can Google it and learn. If she has done, all of us can do that. Her success story is a testimony to the words, Ivy League degrees and fancy MBAs are not what makes an entrepreneur. Grit, perseverance, and superhuman ability to have faith in yourself. That is what we are talking about, self-worth. This lady, Kalpana Saroj, she believed in herself. She took on, faced the challenges. When you read, it's actually, you get goosebumps when you read her, about her in the Google. Okay, now this slide you have seen, concept of self. From where does it start? It starts with self. It starts with self. And from where? From within. What does it take you to? You can convert your failures into success. Failures are not actually failure per se. They are actually giving you that this method does not work. So it is a successful point. If there is a failure, get the point that it has destiny or universe has told you this method doesn't work, change your method. That is how convert all your failures to success. And you are an architect of your life. How? Cause of concern. When you have these questions that you are not getting the respect you deserve, somebody else is not acknowledging your talents and capabilities, and if you are not able to express yourself, then if practice these self-worth, which is values, ethics, principles, esteem, and the confidence, and then that will lead to you to success.